Welcome everyone to What's Happening in Crypto, exploring all of the latest from the crypto world and beyond. The French Yellow Vest protests continue to gain momentum as regular French citizens are standing up for their democratic rights and are continuing to put pressure on the failings of the neoliberal policies which have put them into this position. The French President Emmanuel Macron recently made an address trying to calm some of the fears around these policies, but he did it from a room filled with gold. A gold desk, a gold lamp, gold walls, showing his complete out-of-touchness with the situation which is happening. The French government has been doing things like increasing taxes on pensioners. It just goes to show that if you live in a country and you think that you can count on your retirement, well, it simply is not the case. Wages are stagnating. The government's talking about selling off the very assets that are bringing in revenue for the country to their banking buddies. It's an absolutely crazy situation, and it's a reminder that the banks and the oligarchs do not plan to go quietly into the night. The fuel tax is being touted by most mainstream media as being the big reason for all this. No, this was just the last straw that broke the proverbial camel's back. This is a raft of policies and years upon years of out-of-touch governing which has pushed France to the brink. And I salute the French people. So many countries just let this happen and basically lay down while their governments roll over them in bulldozers. It's absolutely crazy. And of course, where are all of the calls against the police brutality that we're seeing right now being perpetrated by the French police against citizens? There are so many videos out of cops pepper spraying people directly in the face, dragging some woman off by her hair, and on it goes. It's absolute craziness, and I feel for the French police. It is a tough job to be a policeman in France right now, to be told that if you want to get your salary this month, you have to work for the oligarchs and the banks and go out and beat up your fellow countrymen. We may even see a point where the police turn on the bankers and actually begin supporting the citizens in their protests. And of course, where are all the calls for regime change in France as France continues to brutalize its own citizens in the streets? Well, that's not going to happen, is it? Because France is part of the club. Just remember that hypocrisy when you think about somewhere like Syria, for example. And of course, the media is already starting to blame Russia. How is Russia responsible for years upon years of French austerity, years upon years of people suffering under a regime which only serves the rich? This is a failure of policies on a grand level. Austerity and capitalism for the poor and socialism for the rich. It is a mantra that we see repeated around the world. And for anybody who says, stick to crypto, bro, what are you talking about? This is the big picture. This is the banks actively working against citizens. You have to remember that in the Bitcoin Genesis block, of all the articles that Satoshi chose to write in there, he wrote about the banks. Because Bitcoin is inherently against this predatory system that has failed average citizens so dramatically. Bitcoin does not have a police force. Bitcoin cannot send people into the streets to fight with each other. Bitcoin can't put you in jail for not paying your taxes. Bitcoin can't send the military out to enforce austerity on you. That's not what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin is inherently peaceful, which I find very interesting because Bitcoin has been made to replace all this, and I know that we get caught up on the day-to-day. What's the price going to do tomorrow? Is it going to go to the moon? The long-term trend for Bitcoin looks incredibly positive price-wise, even though we are in a current massive downtrend. But you have to remember, Bitcoin is trying to free us from the financial chains that we find ourselves in globally. The bankers are loving life right now. They get to enforce draconian measures on average people, enrich themselves. It's the banks, it's the oligarchs, it's the giant corporations. It's all connected. This is crypto. This is what crypto is all about. Yeah, sure, you can get rich on investing in it too, and that's awesome. For me, the thing that keeps me here, even during a bear market, making videos, is the big picture. Bitcoin is the big picture. Bitcoin is peace. The fact that Bitcoin doesn't have an army to go and invade other countries, the fact that Bitcoin cannot have a police force to go out and hurt people, this is really important. This is the revolution in finance. That is the important thing about Bitcoin that I feel like a lot of people lose sight of. Bitcoin is here to replace all of that. And yeah, some of you might be saying, well, that's so utopian, Lark. We're never going to make a better world. Human nature is constantly violent and everything's bad. Well, it's easy to get cynical when you see the massive oppression going on by governments. But why do governments have all this power? Because they have control over the money. Why do banks have all this power? Because the governments have given them the money to give you mortgages, to give you student loan debt, to give you all of these things that keep us trapped. There is a better way for finance. Finance doesn't have to be like this. Finance has been built like this by the power structure to maintain their power. Bitcoin can shake all of that up. So to all of the people of France, keep doing it. It is important what you are doing. The world is watching, and we are all with you to support your struggle against the failed policies of your government. And we hope, of course, that maybe one day we can see more Bitcoin adoption across France and across the world, because the systems of the past don't work anymore. Banks are a sunset industry, right along with oil and so many other things. The future is going to be different, and you have to have the courage and the vision to make the future a better place. And it takes standing up for what's yours sometimes. And that is exactly what the French are doing. Vive la révolution. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I would love to know your thoughts on the French Yellow Vest protest, and of course on the idea of Bitcoin is peace. Let me know about it down below in the comment section. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up on it. Come and join the conversation over on Twitter. Remember to hit that bell to know when I drop a new video. You guys are supremely awesome, so thank you so much for watching the video today. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.